Hey, it looks like we are live. It is Sunday night, so you know what time that is. It's time for Learning with Lynn. So I'm Lynn Huber.
And I'm Richard.
And this is Richard. I want to welcome you out tonight. If you're here, say hi. If you're watching the replay, be sure to type replay so we know you're here. Let me move some things around and we'll get the show on the road. Okay, so now you can see my screen. And says we are live. Okay, if you're here, be sure to say hi so we know you're here. Anyway, this is my blog. This is onlinebeautybiz.com. Hi, Denise. Good to see you. So this is onlinebeautybiz.com. This is my blog for training for my team and any Avon representative who needs help. We have the blog at onlinebeautybiz.com. We have the Facebook group, which is Online Beauty Biz, and we're here to support you. And so if you're brand new to Avon, you'll want to go up here to the Getting Started and click on that. That'll give you all the information you need to get started, like how to share your brochure, how you make money, all of that is in there. On the left-hand side is the main part of the blog right here, and this is where my posts are. And then on the right side, it's called the sidebar. This is where you can sign up to receive our emails if you're not already receiving them. Right underneath that is a search bar. You can search for pretty much anything you need. And then we have categories. You could literally click on a category. So today we are going to talk about You Are Meant for More. That's this post right here. And so you were never meant to be ordinary. That's why you're here, and that's why life can feel painful at times, because you're not living your fullest potential, right? You were meant for more. Maybe you felt conflicted about what you think you should be doing and what you know you're called to do. And have you ever felt like you're stuck in a rut despite trying to find, your best way to find your way out? Well, you're not alone. So most of us yearn for something bigger and better in our lives. That's part of being human. And so we're going to get into that. We're going to talk about why you are meant for more and what you're meant for, maybe. But before we go into that, we're going to talk about growing your Avon business is pretty simple. There's really only 4 main steps. Number 1, prospect for new customers and recruits. Number 2, get a brochure to every customer, every campaign. Follow up with every customer, every campaign, and then take the order, submit it to Avon, or you get you get online orders on your online store and Avon ships, and then just rinse and repeat. So it's just those 4 steps. So if you're brand new, we ask you to create a list of everyone you know, like 200 people, as many people as you can on this list. And then you're going to slowly work through that list, and you're going to contact every one of them and say, hey, I just started my Avon business. Would you be interested in seeing the brochure, right? So that's your prospecting right now. Once you've worked through your list, now you need to find new people, because it's always in the new. Your business is never going to grow if you don't find new people. In fact, it will not only stagnate, it will go down. Because attrition, because people leave, people die, people move on, right? So you always need to be looking for new people. Then you're going to get a brochure. Now that can be paper or digital, it's up to you, but every customer, every campaign, without question. That's not even something you can think about. It's something you have to do. And then you're going to follow up with every customer you gave a brochure to, every campaign before you place your order. Again, every customer, every campaign. It's not something it's not up for discussion. It's just something you do, right? And then hopefully you take orders. You get orders. You get orders on your online store. You get people that text or call you with orders. And it's just that simple. And so we have a system to help you to do this and to help you to stay consistent. It's our daily 8 system. So when followed, hi Lily, good to see you. When followed consistently, the daily 8 system is going to help you to build your business. And so instead of working 8 hours a day, 40 hours a week, our goal is to capture 8 points a day, 40 points a week, right? So for 5 days equals 40 points. So I click here, print this sheet, and use it to track your points. I already downloaded it. It's right here. This is like 9 pages. You can print it once so that you can have all the information, but you really only need the second page. So you can print a bunch of copies of that page. And it's really simple. You're just going to put the week of and then the days that you're going to work across the top. And you're just going to give yourself points for doing all these tasks. So prospecting for customers. If you're brand new and you're working through your list, you're going to get 1 point for every name, whether you're new or not. But if you're new, the idea is that you contact the people on your list, and you say, hey, I just started my Avon business. Would you like to see a brochure? And if they say yes, that's a name. That counts as a name. So you can give yourself a point. right? And if they say no, nothing changes. They're still your friend. They're still your cousin. They're still whoever, your coworker. Nothing changes. There's nothing that says they have to buy from you, right? So if you are not working through your list, then you need to get out and about. You need to meet new people. You need to find new ways to do it. Shout out to Sandy. She's on this call. Hi, Sandy. Sandy spent the day today doing a breast cancer table in front of a grocery store, getting names and contact information for new people. Woohoo! Go, Sandy. This is how you do it, right? This is what you want to do. Is you want to be prospecting for new people, and you can take a point for every name that you get. Same thing with team members, prospecting for new potential recruits, right? A point for every name. And then you're going to follow up with them just 2 to 3 days after meeting them. So it'll just be a quick text. Hey, I met you at the grocery store. I met you at Walmart or whatever. I'm just checking in to see if there's anything I can help you with. Now you're going to put them on your follow-up, your system, your automated system for follow-up. And then you're going to make sure that they get a brochure every campaign. They get follow-up texts and reminders every campaign. They get, and all of that, right? That's what our system is. And then you're going to get a point for placing your order at Avon. You'll get a point for sorting and delivering your customer orders. Obviously, if that takes more time, give yourself a point for every hour or every half hour, whatever. It's up to you what you want to do. But a point for prospecting passively, that's not getting names and numbers. So that would be kind of just for the activity. Or if you're passing out brochures for several hours, give yourself several points, right? And passive prospecting, posting on social media, and all of this stuff on here, you give yourself points. And it's just a way to keep yourself doing the activities that will grow your business. So, Sandy says some donated to her walk. Woohoo! Awesome. Hey, hi, Anitra. And win-win, Sandy says. Yeah, it is. It's a win-win because people donated to her breast cancer walk, and you have now new potential customers. Oh, Debbie. Hi, Debbie. Thanks for being here. So this is our daily 8 system. I don't want to spend too much time on it, but you can print that and you can print it. And then we have a daily 8 challenge. So you can click here to log your weekly numbers. I put out a reminder every Saturday morning and tell you it's time to update your numbers. So you can just fill out this form. It's just really simple. How many points did you get? And what were your wins this week? And what did you not do so well? Just the fact that you fill out this form and submit it to me, and the fact that you took the minute that it took to figure out what your wins were and what you didn't do so well, you already have all the answers. So this isn't about you reporting to me and me judging you. That's not what this is about. It's just about you taking the time to just think about what were your wins this week. I can guarantee you that Sandy, she said it was really windy out there today, so I'm sorry you had to deal with that. But I can guarantee you that Sandy can look back to today and say, wow, I got X number of names. I did a great job. Next time I'm going to try it this way, and I'll probably do even better. Or maybe she might think about, I said something really stupid to this person I talked to. I won't say that again, right? I mean, it's just a matter of you figuring it out, and then you already have the answers, and now you're going to do better next time. So that's all this is. This is a way for me to support you. Whether you're on our team or not, you don't have to be on our team to be in our daily 8 system. We support you. I might recognize you in our Facebook group. If you put something in there that I feel like you might need some help with, I might respond. I might send you an email with information or how to find that information. And I might send you a card. Whatever I can do to support you, that's what I'll do. Hi, Doug. Hi, Lisa. Thanks for being here. Good to see you guys. And then, this is our blog post right here. Be sure to join our Online Beauty Biz Facebook group. So that's here. You probably are all mostly in here. That's our Facebook group. And then automating your follow-ups. This will take you to the blog post about how to automate your follow-ups, how to mail out brochures, how to use texting to follow up with your customers, all of that. I'm not going to go into details about that. It's all here in this post. So, exactly, Sandy says all of the above. Yeah, exactly. Because she was out there. She learned some stuff today. Every time we do anything, we learn, right? We always learn. We don't screw up. We might find ways that don't work, right? We say the wrong thing or whatever. Okay, maybe it's a screw up, but so what? It's like, okay, that didn't work so well. I need to tweak how I say that, right? So today we're going to talk about how you're meant for more. So let's start with a story written by one of my friends, Dennis. So it's a powerful story, and it completely fits in with how you're meant for more. So this is in his words. He wrote it. The first time I received a letter addressed to Dr. D, I was in boarding school and was 12 years old. Every Sunday evening during supper, our senior prefects would walk around our big dining room with a huge tray full of envelopes. It being a first-time experience in a boarding school for most of us, we were all anxious to receive our first letters from home. I hoped and prayed that my name was written on one of those envelopes. One evening, as we were having supper, the whole dining area suddenly came to a deafening silence. One of the prefects took a pile of envelopes into her hands and waited for our attention. Then she started calling out names of the recipients of each of these letters, one by one. She called out a name, waited for a student to raise his or her hand, and then gave the envelope to another prefect close to her to pass it on. And the suspense was killing me. I wasn't sure if anyone from home had written to me or not. It was a big deal because at that time, letter writing was the only source of communication we had. We didn't have email back then, right? So I just waited there with my fork now stuck to my plate and attentively listened. As after a couple of names were being called out, all of a sudden I heard a shout, Dr. Dennis Jones. I froze, not knowing if it was my letter or if there was a doctor somewhere else in the room that just happened to have the same name, right? The prefect on duty gave another shout out to my name, now even louder, and a couple of giggles echoing from the rest of the crowd, Dr. Dennis Jones. I could not let my name reverberate in that huge dining room one more time, so I quickly raised my hand in embarrassment and waited to be handed my envelope. All my table mates cried out with laughter, and that became the top news for the rest of the night. My mother started calling me Dr. D from the time I was 11 or 12 years old. At first, I didn't understand her motive. All I remember is one day watching her read a composition story that I'd written in my 6th grade class. The title was, What Do I Want to Be When I Grow Up? And thereafter, that's when the title was birthed. The rest of the family only caught up with the nickname many years later. So after receiving that first letter, I started paying less and less attention to being called the doctor. Each time I would ask my mother why she was addressing me as Dr. D. She would just softly tell me that I could be anything I wanted and deserved the best. I'm sure most people would agree that it's such a cliche statement that they've heard too many times at some point, and I thought so too, and so I took it impassively. But subconsciously, this platitude, as some people might call it, grew my mindset and changed my actions towards the vision that I had set for myself in the beginning and forgotten about, but then was reawakened by my mom. The goals started aligning themselves towards that title. I started working hard in class so I could qualify to get into the science class by Form 3. In retrospect, it wasn't much to do with the title, but I just knew that I had to do my best so that I'd have the option to choose what I wanted for my profession. Many years later, I earned that title, and I'm no longer embarrassed to raise my hand when someone shouts Dr. D from across that room. Isn't that a powerful story? Oh my gosh, you guys, my parents had big dreams for me. Their dreams for me was I would grow up and I could be anything I wanted to be, anything at all. I could even be a secretary. That's what I was told. That's the big dreams that my parents had. But isn't that cool that his parents could see that, his mom could see that in him, that if she fed his brain and she helped build his dreams, he could be that. He could be a doctor. I think that's really cool. So what I love most about that story is that it serves as a testimonial as to what you can achieve when you believe in yourself and in your dreams. You are indeed meant for more than your limitations or your disabilities. Our minds can't even fathom the amount of potential that we're capable of. All of us. I mean, you know, depending on what you believe, right? We're children of God. God don't create junk, right? All of that. We weren't created to be ordinary. We were created to be extraordinary. And so how can we even comprehend how great inventions came to life? And think about it, the light bulb, the airplane, the telephone, a clock. How about the engine in a car? I mean, isn't it amazing how just one man thought it possible and then made it possible? I can't even imagine coming up with an idea like that you'd never heard of before, right? So imagine what you can achieve and discover and invent when you've explored your deepest potential. If so many other people could envision something that had never existed before and then brought that vision to life, then know that you're capable of doing this too. We can create and become whatever it is we desire. A poor girl from a ghetto neighborhood can become a multi-millionaire entrepreneur. Look at Oprah. She came from nothing. She was dirt poor, right? You can travel from bankruptcy to growing billions and billions into your bank account. You can go from being bedridden to becoming a healthy fitness trainer, from being uneducated to being a holder of a master's or a doctorate degree. You can build that successful Avon business that you're working on, and you can turn your life into anything you want. I mean, we have Avon representatives. We have friends in Avon. We know a lot of people in Avon. We've been there 20 years. So they have done exactly that, right? We have representatives who have built their business so they could stay home and be there with their kids. Look at Lisa Scola. I think she was getting divorced and was going to have to get a job because she had to support her family, right? And she didn't want to do that. And so she started selling Avon, and she built her Avon business so she could be there for her kids and she could be a stay-at-home mom. You know, Richard and I have actually built our Avon business to where we became debt-free and we could quit our jobs. We haven't worked in a job since 2006. You know, and there's representatives that have done such things as bought a plane and traveled to other countries and built orphanages. Lydia Riley, she's an Avon representative. I don't know if you know her. She bought a plane. I think it's a six-seater airplane, and she does mission trips with her plane. She builds her Avon business so that it allows her to be able to give, and she does those mission trips, and she has her own plane. I don't know if she can fly it. I don't think she can fly it, but maybe somebody in her life can, right? And then there's representatives who have accomplished all kinds of things anywhere in between. Anitra says, my parents believe that too. Now I'm a parent of 2 girls working to build an Avon business with a vision issue. I actually was going to say that, but I didn't know if you wanted me to call you out. But Anitra is basically blind. I mean, she can see a little bit, but she can't drive. She uses a cane to get around. She's basically blind, and she's an amazing mom, and she does all kinds of things with her girls, with Girl Scout cookies, and she's building an Avon business. So there you go. Way to go, Anitra. I know you're capable of all kinds of things. So how do we create that? Right? As all this begins with having a clear vision of where you want to be and then embarking on that journey for living the life that you're meant for. The first thing you need to do is ask yourself, what is it you want out of life? Create a picture in your mind of the vision of what you want out of your life. See yourself already there at the finish line. What does your life look like? What will you be spending your day doing? What will you have in your life? Write it all down. You can do this in a journal, or you can create a vision board. You're going to want to read or visualize this often as you work at developing the life you want. I have a vision board up on my wall right up here, and I look at it every day. And, you know, it's not just looking at it. You have to actually feel the feeling of what it feels like to have those things in your life. You have to feel the gratitude and feel the blessings, and it will do it. It will create. It's huge. It's amazing what it can do for you. If you are a writer, write it in a journal and read that. Read it every night before you go to bed or whatever. I mean, just you want to be looking at it regularly. Then the final step is taking that leap of faith and start taking progressive actions towards achieving those dreams. Get into action as quickly as possible, because a dream is nothing without action. If it doesn't have in fact, if it doesn't have goals like deadlines and when you're going to do it, and you know the steps you're going to take to get there, it's just a dream. Sandy says, know, believe, and know that it's possible, and then yes, it is possible. Absolutely. I know Sandy knows that. And that's why she's going to be in Hawaii with us. We are going to be drinking umbrella drinks. All of us drinking umbrella drinks at the tiki bar in Hawaii, all of us. So, hey, you know, get into action, because a dream without action is nothing. Your dream board can be there all day long, and you can visualize and you can feel it, and you can feel in your heart how amazing it is. But if you don't get into action, it's just a dream. It all has to come together, right? Then you need to maintain the consistency to build your business or work towards your vision. That's where the Daily 8 system comes in, and our automated follow-ups comes in. Those things can help you, because the Daily 8 keeps you consistent, and the automated follow-ups make sure that the important recurring tasks are taken care of and frees you up to build your business. Sandy says, you bet. She's going to be drinking Mai Tais with us at the tiki bar. So So then hold that vision, right? I mean, like Dennis's mom did for him, find people in your life who see that vision with you. That's part of what this is all about, you guys. This is what this Sunday night is about. This is what this daily 8 and you submitting your wins and your losses and your points to me every week, so I can hold that vision for you, so I can support you. Again, you don't have to be on my team. We are here to support you regardless. I mean, you know, we do what we can to support you, but we are here. You're not alone. And so find people out there that will support you. There are a ton of Avon support groups out there. The Avon Official Representative Group, I've got a link to it here if you're not already in it. And of course, our Online Beauty Biz Facebook group. There are other groups out there as well in Facebook land, in lots of Avon groups. Sandy says action is also elbow action, lifting cocktails in Hawaii. Yeah, but you got to take the action before you got to take the action to warm up your elbow before you get to Hawaii. And she's doing it, so she can say that, right? Because she went out and did a breast cancer table today and got names. But there are lots of groups out there. There's lots of Facebook groups, some amazing groups, you guys. Molly Stone Bibb has a group. Teresa Paul has a group. Lisa Wilbur has a group. There's a ton of them out there. I mean, I can't even list them all. The only thing that I would say about it is keep it positive and keep looking for the answers to grow your business. Don't get into a pissing section. You know, I mean, sometimes people get in there and they complain, and then everybody starts complaining more, and they kind of build it into a fire. And how does that help anybody? That doesn't help anybody. So stay away from that. If you see that, just move on. Don't get involved in that. But there's no reason that you can't find people that will support you and nurture you and help you, because we're out there. There's a lot of people out there, and we all in our group, we support each other and we cheer each other on. That's what this is all about, right? So make a commitment to attend any available events where you can meet people. Make that commitment. You're going to be in Hawaii. Oh my gosh. The best of the best is going to be in Hawaii. Those are the people you want to hang with. Those are the people who are buying airplanes and traveling on mission trips. Those are the people that are walking across stage at convention. Those are the people, the best of the best. Those are the people who are drinking Mai Tais in Hawaii, because you are the best of the best if you get yourself there. And that's who you want to hang out with, right? Avon Rep Fest is coming up in August, I believe. They haven't yet announced. They are doing their best to have a live location so that we can travel there. I can guarantee you I will be there. If they open it up and they announce it, I will be there. We will be booking our flight and we will be there, because I never, ever, ever miss an opportunity to hang out with other like-minded Avon representatives. And again, just like with the Hawaii trip, the people who show up at conventions are the best of the best because they care enough to show up and they understand how important it is, because it really is. It's the lifeblood of your business, is being there. So find people who will support you in your journey. Sometimes you can find two, and if you need it, you can find somebody in a group that's kind of equal to you in your Avon business, and you guys can be like accountability partners for each other. You can that can look like whatever you want it to look like. It could be once a week we check in, or every day we check in, or whatever it is, right? You could text each other. I mean, whatever that is, sometimes just having an accountability partner can make a big difference. So find someone who's like equal with you, kind of works their business the way you do, set goals together, and then be accountable to each other. But bottom line is, Sandy says she's registered and just waiting for a location. Woohoo. So bottom line is, you are deserving of more. You have an explosive potential in you. You're worthy of better, bigger, and beyond what you can even imagine. You are meant for more. So that's all I have. Do you have anything you want to add to this?
No, it's just, like she said earlier, you always want to complain up if you have problems, and you always want to be looking for solutions to problems. That's what the smart people do. You look at anybody who's successful in their business, and they always come up with ways to get around something that happens.
Right. It's not about complaining.
Yeah.
It's about finding solutions. Right. It's always about finding solutions. Complaining, what does that do? That doesn't help anything. Sure, Avon does things I don't like. You know, I mean, I don't like change, and none of us like change, but that's getting outside of your comfort zone, right? That's adapting. That's figuring out, okay, well, that's how it is. How can I make that work for me? That's all that is, right? That's all changes. And sometimes Avon makes decisions or makes rules or makes whatever that I don't necessarily agree with, but I have chosen to partner with Avon to build my business. And so I accept it for what it is, and I find ways to work around it, make it work for me. That's really all it is. And, you know, something silly like my order didn't show up, or I didn't get the right price on my invoice, those things can easily be handled by calling customer service rather than getting in a Facebook group and complaining about it.
You probably spend less time getting a solution than you do complaining about it.
Yeah.
I have to laugh. Randy Gage said years ago, he said he was getting into groups like that, and he was just starting out in the business, and he said he was being kind of negative. And he noticed he got into a group, and basically everybody in there was complaining, and all it turned out to be was a way to see if you could top the last guy. And Randy said he caught himself, noticed that he was getting caught up in that, where, oh, I can remember when I had something that went wrong even worse than what that person just said. I'm going to tell that story. And all you do is just telling these horror stories that did nothing to grow your business.
One-upping each other.
Yeah, one-upping.
Yeah. Yeah. And gosh, you know, if we can all just lift each other up, and if we can all support each other, and we can all be there, and we can all help each other be successful, I really, really believe that. I believe a rising tide lifts all the ships in the water, right? And as Avon representatives, if we all lift each other up, the Avon business as a whole will expand. It will expand. There's plenty for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
There is plenty for all of us. There's plenty for every one of us to be making $100,000 a year. It's there. It's possible if you are willing to do what it takes to get there. And we can do it together. And we can all go to, in fact, there's plenty of room in Hawaii because Avon booked the whole resort.
Yes.
The entire resort is going to be Avon. So you got to be there to fill your room because it'll be empty. And we'll be sad for a minute until we have a couple of drinks. But we'll be sad for a minute that you're not there. But then Sandy will probably keep us laughing, and then we'll forget. But,
yeah, it might get crowded at the swim up bar, but I'm sure we'll all get our drinks.
All right, you guys, let me go back to just us. Boom. And that's all we have. I want to thank you guys for being here. Hi, Karen. Karen says, you guys are both awesome, and so is Avon. Woo-hoo. Thank you, Karen. So are you. And Sandy says, you bet. So next week, next Sunday, same time, same place, we'll be right here. We'll see you here. So go out there, have an amazing week, and we'll see you next week. Thanks. Bye-bye.
Have a great week.